we're super excited here today to be joined by Salman, who's been pretty colorful and has a pretty pedigreed background of developing multiple businesses, setting them up, and then running them successfully. But I think typically one of the reasons why we wanted to have a session with you today was to get an understanding about direct macro and how you came about the idea. But I think before we begin, could you give us an insight on how you really came up with the idea? How you stumbled upon it, because I think every entrepreneur's journey start with the first step, and then mostly it's really understanding the innovation aspect. So how did you come up with direct macro?
It's all, I think it's in 2011 or 12, while I was running a software development business. We had a need of one of a video conferencing system. So for that, I went to Amazon website and had a experienced the entire journey, how to buy that. A few days I spent on what R&D for what is right for me and this and that. And then eventually I came up and ended up with one of the tools which I probably used for a year maybe, and then it's obsolete and moved into other things. But yeah, so my experience with the Amazon was like, I was not satisfied. I mean, I was looking for, I think, more technical help where people can tell me what is right for me at that point. And so I thought there is a gap. I mean, it's just a retail business. You just go on a website, look for yourself, and just you buy it. But I need more. I need consultancy where people can tell me what is right for me. And that's where we started with the direct macro. I did my intermediate. I got a book, apparently, from my mom gifted me.
Wow.
And it was about information technology. And the 50% of that thing was based on the hardware. And that's how I started, my interest started toward not just in a software development, but the hardware as well. So while doing the graduation, we learned all the network devices and topology and whatnot. So those were my interest always. But be a good student in mathematics, my primary, I would say my majors were in software.
Moving forward, Salman, I mean, we've understood how you came up with the idea. You had a bad experience, you saw an opportunity, and then, you kind of built everything on top of it. But I think that's obviously the first step, identifying the problem and then providing a solution. But I'd say that any entrepreneur that explores that direction, there are always a significant amount of challenges that you face. So what were your challenges and what were your obstacles when you set foot in this direction?
I wouldn't say a challenge, but it's more like I think with the passage of time, I realized that more the content on a website, the more user will be satisfied. So we have right now, more than 10 people just working on cleaning the content, where we are going into manufacturer websites, getting content from there, and then adding there on our website, and we have a lot of scrapers working for us. So I realized that more the knowledge you provide to your customer, the journey will be beautiful and they will enjoy the entire journey. There were a lot of other, but two more. One was the hiring right people, building a right team.
Oh yes,
that was two key things.
Yes, I'm glad that you brought it up, because I think a successful business literally relies on the kind of people that you associate and the core team structure. So what were your challenges in terms of finding those right people who were, if not more than equally passionate about this business, who understood that there was a lacking? Like, how was that journey in terms of setting up that team?
What I know about this, it's not just a sales business where you need a huge team of sales where it keeps selling. It's more of where you need people who understand the technical items. They have the knowledge of the products, and not just the product, but the manufacturer and specs and whatnot. So there's a lot of information with each and every product. So that's I was looking for people who, at that time, we started with someone who basically had quite much experience in not just in the technical things, but he was primarily responsible for procurement. So
Wow.
we luckily we found Faraz. He is first he joined, and then I think we never looked back. This was the main idea. I mean, whatever we are hiring, whoever we are hiring, we have to make sure that he is not just it's not just the technical items, but he should have the knowledge what exactly it does, what specs are there, and we right now we have huge team